Last trading day of the week and your last opportunity to lock in some profits. And I'm here to help you do that. We did indeed see the SPY close near the highs. And Nvidia closed to lock in that $4 trillion market cap for the first time. First close with $4 trillion. And we do got some news and some things to talk about with Nvidia overall. Is Apple going to make a comeback? Watch that 215 level. If you could break above that, we can look a little bit more bullish finally. Tesla as well. We do have a big move with Tesla, and I'm personally looking at that 320 to that 325 level for another push to the upside. But with all that being said, man, let's get into some news. So let's start off with everybody's favorite stock right now, Nvidia. So Nvidia is engineering a downgraded export compliant Blackwell based AI chip for the Chinese market, targeting release in September 2025 by stripping high-end features and lowering the price. The company aims to mitigate export restriction damage and recoup some of the revenue lost from its banned H20 chip and retain China's sizable AI developer ecosystem while awaiting necessary regulation approvals. We did see that Jensen himself, the CEO of Nvidia, is going to be going to China to talk more about this next week. And there is also something saying that he's going to be meeting with President Donald Trump right before he leaves. Are you not yet profitable trading? My courses below will help you guys out. Learning is the best thing that you can do. You have to be able to master your craft if you want to become successful. First link in the description below. But with that being said, I do make videos helping you guys out as well. You guys don't really have to spend money, but it's there if you guys want it. We did get some news later on or last night to say 35% tariffs on goods from Canada. And this did bring futures down. So honestly, let's see how the stock market opens today. We also seen 50% tariff rate for Brazil, and Brazil is beefing back hard. But honestly, man, markets didn't really move based on the Brazil news. We announced this yesterday, but 50% tariff on copper imports August 1st, and I want to talk a little bit more about it because you may be wondering, what does this affect? So a tariff on copper can affect a wide range of products and industries because copper is a foundational material used across construction, electronics, energy. So I'm going to be giving you guys a breakdown on what products can be affected if there is a tariff imposed. And honestly, right now we see a 50%. So first off, construction, copper wiring used in buildings, homes, also used in pipes and plumbing systems, roofing materials, power grids, and substations. We also see it in electronics and technology. So you see it in smartphones, computers, tablets, televisions, radios, and speakers, semiconductors and circuit boards. Yeah, semiconductors, that's big right now too. In the automotive industry, you see it in EVs a lot. Copper is big in the batteries, motors, and wiring, up to 80 kilograms per EV, which is insane. Traditional cars, they use copper in wiring harnesses, starters, alternators, charging stations for EVs. Energy and utilities, you see it big in wind turbines and solar panels, battery storage system, high voltage cables, electric generators and motors, consumer appliances. So, maybe you look into your kitchen and you know that you got a bunch of copper there. But it's used in your refrigerator, air conditioners, freezers, microwaves, washers and dryers, electronic kettles, coffee machines, toasters. We see it in industries like factory automation equipment, copper tubing and HVAC system, heat exchangers. It's just a lot of things this is used for. I don't know why I wasted so much time telling you guys that. But a tariff would raise costs for all of the above products, potentially increasing prices for home buyers, builders, due to higher wiring and plumbing costs, EVs and electronics, making green tech more expensive, and appliances and consumer tech, especially those assembled with imported copper. So keep in mind that this copper tariff can change a lot of businesses, change a lot of prices overall for a lot of things, consumer spending and just, tech overall. So something else that moved the S&P 500 a little bit, a lot of airliners spiked after Delta beat their expectation. We've seen Delta report record revenue, beat their EPS, and restored their 2025 outlook, showing that they are way more confident and announced a 25% hike in their quarter dividends. This allowed them to pop up by 12% and have a great bid on other airliners. So first off, AAL, American Airlines, that popped up because of this. UAL, of course, popped up because of this. And of course, Delta, you've seen a big pop with Delta. And for Delta, man, I'm personally looking at that 58. If we could break above that 58, next level to watch is going to be that 60. But if we do start breaking down, look at that 55. If we break below that, 53.5, and then probably back down to neutral. But honestly, look at airliners for today. This can make you a decent amount of money, especially if other stocks aren't really moving that strong. But we did see American Airlines kind of moving up even more throughout the day, like, as we've seen, and then actually UAL as well. But then Delta, we kind of just moved into a range up and down. So I just wanted to kind of make this more known because maybe you might have a better opportunity with American Airlines, and or you might see Delta actually break some key levels as well. So keep these on your radar for today if you guys want to make some decent money, but be willing to trade both ways and be willing to adjust. So another stock that was moving the S&P 500 and popped off pretty well yesterday is Tesla. We got some decent news. So basically, man, they launched the Robotaxi in the Bay Area. So we got some good news with Tesla. So they are set to launch the Robotaxi in the Bay Area in a month or two. And also adding Grok to their Tesla vehicles in about a week. And think about Grok, it is going insane. There's a lot of articles about Grok 4, and honestly, I'm pretty pumped when it comes out. I'm probably going to be paying that $300 price tag. So now let's talk more about the 35% tariff on Canada. So Trump's threat of a 35% Canadian import tariff from August 1st has rattled markets and diminished futures for the US indexes and the Canadian dollar. Additional tariffs on other nations along with the USMCA exemptions complicate the outlook, prompting investors to brace for significant global trade turbulence and upcoming earning reports. Next up, man, we got to talk about big dog, and that is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is rallying a big amount. Honestly, man, I've been seeing this all night. Hit my phone, 113, 115. Now we're at 118. Bitcoin is moving crazy and is going parabolic. And this is one move that you don't want to miss out on. People are saying that this is basically the next Chat GPT. With that being said, man, I don't want to give you guys too much FOMO or hype. Please take your time, have your patience, have your discipline, and get in when you think the time is right. But Bitcoin is hitting all-time highs, and day by day we are seeing it break past those highs. Crypto markets are going insane. And crypto made a record with their ETFs, especially IBIT. I like to talk about IBIT a lot. Basically, it's just an ETF that moves with Bitcoin, has way more money than MSTR does in Bitcoin. But we have record intense flow of capital into these ETFs. And looking at other ETFs, it took way longer to get to this level right here. Like other ETFs, it took, a couple of years when IBIT literally did it in a few months, which is insane, breaking record gains, record levels. I mean, we can say Bitcoin was a reason as well, but this is just insane. Some other opportunities as well before we get to IBIT and look at some price targets. One is going to be MSTR. MSTR, they're loading up like crazy. And in yesterday's video, I showed you guys a screenshot showing that their unrealized profits is $40 billion for the Bitcoin. And it's probably way more now. And then the next one is Coinbase. Coinbase moves a decent amount with Bitcoin as well. Honestly, people are making a lot of money with this. But going to IBIT, man, I personally have some shares and I like to, this is my swing trade stock. I like to trade Bitcoin with this. Honestly, I've been kind of stupid. I haven't even traded it recently. With that being said, man, we broke past that $60 level, 66. We might even see $70. And I think this will be the first time that this hits $70, which is insane. But with all that being said, man, I do recommend looking at IBIT if you guys do want to get into that, the Bitcoin trend. But there's another crypto that is making some moves and people are selling their Bitcoin to buy this one. And that is Ethereum. We finally broke that $3,000 level and it's kind of insane. I think in like a couple videos ago, I was like, oh my God, I think we can break that $3,000 level, but give it a month. But they literally did it in a week. That is insane. But Ethereum is breaking out as well. And just like I said in yesterday's video, a lot of bigger firms are going for this one. There's more uses than Bitcoin. And if we are looking at the stablecoins and even Robinhood's tokens, they are also using Ethereum's platform as well. And like I said before, they're selling their Bitcoin to buy Ethereum just because they see more uses into it. So I do recommend looking at Ethereum as well because honestly, I mean, we're making a big break to the upside. But overall for crypto, man, we are seeing more and more favorable treatment from people. Even Donald Trump himself is a pro crypto. He holds it as well and his son. But more and more companies are adding it to their treasuries and it's a safe asset for inflation. Also seeing the dollar. The dollar has been looking a little bit better, but seeing the dollar being so low, people are probably looking for more value right now and they might feel their money might be in a safer place in crypto assets. Comment down below why you think this rally is going on. So we also seen Waller come out saying the Fed is too tight and can consider a cut this month. But we all know Fed Jerome is waiting and seeing, unfortunately, and he's not going to cut any rates anytime soon until he's out, probably. He's probably taken it to the grave. But also, Roller is one of the candidates for the next Fed chair. So you might see other Fed chairs come out with things like this saying, like, oh, we should do a Fed cut. But Fed Jerome has the initial say so and the last say so basically with this. But I just wanted to add this in. But finally, before we get to some plays, kind of just wanted to announce some of the stock market calendar. So we don't really have anything major today, just a monthly US federal budget. Not really, probably not going to move the market. But with that being said, yesterday we had the initial jobless claims and it came out lower at 227,000 when the expected was 235,000 and lower than the previous, which was 232,000. So that was the data yesterday and the data expected for today, which honestly, I don't think is going to move the market at all. So first off, the first one that I want to look at is AMD. And this one is moving pretty strong and it's not really following Nvidia too much, but it kind of is. And it is kind of jumping up a decent amount. With that all being said, man, we've seen AMD hold the lower support at around $143. If you see it hold that 143, you might look a little bit more bullish. You might have a little sell-off, bounce off that, go up higher. The next level that I'm personally looking at is that 146. If we can break above that 146, we can probably have some room to move to like 148 to that 150 level. So watch that 150 level for today and even next week. But we might see a big push to the upside with this one. Just depends on how the stocks open up and how the overall market is really taking the Canada news, because apparently futures went down because of that. Next one, we have a ticker VRT. I want to try and get some different stocks for you guys, but this one, I'm looking at it to the downside. It took a beating yesterday. Amazon made a new cooling system on their own, and basically this is competing against them. Having a bigger company like that competing won't really look too good, and especially if Amazon's cooling system works out, other people might buy from Amazon instead. Another one is MP Materials, and this one spiked by 50%, which is insane. And I'm personally looking at it to the upside, but with a lot of patience. But the Department of Defense is now its biggest shareholder, buying $400 million worth of shares and having the potential to buy more in the future. Their CEO has said this purchase can open up a lot of opportunities for more deals. So I'm personally watching that $50 level. If we could break above that $50 level, we might get up a little bit higher, 51.5, 55, and that $60 level. I don't think it's going to move too much, but just watch this one to the upside. If you do start selling though, look at that 44, 42.5, 41, and that $40 level, and probably looking a little bit more bearish overall with that. If we do start going down, but watch MP Materials overall. Another stock that I'm personally looking at is Robinhood, and honestly, it's kind of itching that $100 level once again. And I'm personally going to be watching that. If we could break above that $100 level, we might be able to move up even higher. So past that $100 level, look at 102.5, 105, and that 110 level. If we do start bouncing down even lower, look at that 96, 95, 93.5, 91.5, and that $90 level to the downside. If we break below that $90 level, we'll look a little bit more bearish and fill some gaps down even more. But with that being said, man, Robinhood, their year to date is 312% in 2025 with 125% surge in Q2 alone. They have high momentum. Robinhood stock has been on a tear, driven by increased retail trading and its expansion in the crypto and options market. This platform is honestly the Gen Z trading platform, and a lot of people use it. And honestly, it is a great one to look at. Of course, another one that I'm looking at is Palantir, just because we just came from like some lows, honestly, and just been rallying up, looking a bit bullish right now. And honestly, we're about to get to like a key level. So that 148.5 around is going to be a key level past that 150. So honestly, man, I'm watching that 150 level, but next is going to be 145, 147.5. 148.5, 150, and past that 150, look at 152.5 and that 155 to that 160 level. But Palantir is indeed moving up pretty bullish, and this is one that I have on my radar personally. But let's get into some common price targets. So AMD, we already talked about AMD, but this one honestly looks pretty well. Next one is going to be Boeing. Boeing honestly spiked up with all the airliners, so we are looking a little bit bearish overall, not even gonna lie. But with that being said, if we do start going to the downside even more, look at that 224, 220, 216.5, 215, and then all the way down to that 210 level for Boeing. If we do start going up again, watch it to fill some gaps up. So look at that 228, 230, past that 230, look at 232.5, 240, and honestly, that's about it. Honestly, right now it's looking pretty bearish though, so I would have my patience with this one. Probably play it to the downside, make some decent amount of money off of it. You know, sometimes we get good news and bad news randomly with this one. So honestly, just please have your patience. Next one is going to be Apple. They're talking about firing Tim Cook, which is insane. We talked a little bit about that in the last video, but honestly, man, just saying that he's behind with new products. But they did just announce a bunch of things. A new MacBook, iPhone 17e. I don't even know what that means. iPhone 17e, like what? And then maybe like the cheaper model, I think. But they just announced some things, so this might bring the stock up overall. So I'm personally watching that 215. This is a level that I wanted to break before I even think about trading it. If it can hold above that 215, look at that 216.5, 218.5, and that 220 level to the upside for Apple. If you do start selling off, look at that 211.5, 210, 208.5, and that 205 level overall. With all that being said, man, thank you for watching the video. Have a good day trading today. Last day trading. Let's come out on top, okay? Comment down below how much money you guys made for the week, what stocks you guys are watching. Check out some of the courses. First link in the description below. Up your trading knowledge. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Check out some shorts. I'm going to try to update you guys throughout the day with any news that comes out. Peace out.